Hi, I'm Rob from Hopsing. Thanks for joining me live here on YouTube for my top 10 beers of the month for March 2021. Going to try some new stuff today in the kind of search of making this not quite as shit as it clearly is. Most importantly, let's get a beer open. I'll try a few things. I'm a little bit hungover. Let's just get that out in the open. I'm a bit hungover. This is going to help no end. So I'm pouring a can of Don Zoco's Vienna Lager. Keep calling it Amber Lager. Brewed in collaboration with Braybrook. It is a 5% ABV lager. Right, you're going to see the first new thing. You're going to get excited. Ready? So there you go. Look at this. Ooh, two cameras. Yeah, not fucking around anymore, mate. Didn't fully make it into this month's pick. There you go. Do a bit of that. Could be all sorts going on here, I tell you. Yeah, didn't make it into the list. It's an honourable mention. Because Don Zoco do feature in my list for the month, and that is along with, most notably, as you'll see, getting in a second. Get ready. It's all going amazingly. There you go. Boom. Dark Skies, which is a. This was, I'd say, not the first one I put on my list, but I mean, first one I'm going to mention today. As I'm drinking this, and I'm also going to be drinking Dark Skies. I'm going to drink both these during the stream. Oh, nearly knocked it off. Seamless stuff, this, people. Thank you very much. And that was collaborated with Cloudwater and a Baltic Porter, 6.8% ABV with cacao and vanilla. I thought that was absolutely stunning. Really enjoyed that one. So I do have another can to drink while I'm doing this to keep me lubricated for the rest of the stream. But as always, buffering, you're winding me up, Ollie. So comments, questions, bring it on. I'm going to be here for about an hour, I'd say. Second cam, mind blown. Boom, yeah. So watching craft beer channels thing, I thought, I'll use my phone, see how it pans out. Make it look less shit. Got something else as well. Not that exciting, but you'll see that in a while. So yeah, I have chosen to call it Can Cam because I can't remember how to turn off the. I can't remember how to turn off the lower third, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, this is lovely beer. I had this the other day during that kind of weird spell of extremely hot weather for this time of year, and when we finished work, I got some beers and some lagers. I got the Hellas from Lost and Ground, which was really nice. We had a can of this, and we had a can of a bottle of beer. What's this strangeness? A bottle of Braybrook's Diamant. I don't know. Lager. Those Braybrook ones were a funny one, aren't they? I mean, the whole carbonation on this. The whole 330 for a bottle of lager. It's not enough, is it, really? I mean, that's not going to last long, especially at those prices. Give us some more, I'd say. So there you go. First one was Dark Skies from Don Zoco. It's live footage, that, people. It's not a still. Exciting stuff. So I'm going to keep doing that annoyingly, aren't I? I'm going to keep forgetting to press that button. I mean, this one of the downsides of doing this slightly more visually interesting one is that my I have to keep a load of empties for a month. Next up is from, and once again, I've got two. I've got the main beer and an honourable mention. I mean, and a brewery that I'm a big fan of at the moment, and that is, can you guess? It's Beak. Yay! Everybody loves Beak. Just pouring a little bit more of this. A little bit more of this. Just to steady that hangover and get me back on my feet. So yeah, the beer in question is actually bonk. Wool, which is an 8.5% ABV, double IPA, brewed in collaboration with Northern Monk. Hopped with Citra, Sabro, Eldorado. Really like that. I have had 2 cans of that. Really nice stuff. Really drinkable for what it is as well. Just super juicy. I completely passed over the tasting notes for that, didn't I? Let's talk about that when I actually drink it then. Yeah, from my memory, I made notes. I'm not one of those people. But the really enjoyed the wool. A real juicy fella. Kind of really tropical. A little bit of dankness, just doing everything like that. I'm a big fan of Beak at the moment. And then the other one in question being Locals, which was 6.5% ABV beer. There's my elbow. Boof. And really enjoyed that. Hope is my mic working okay? I mean, there's no one watching, which is just super insulting, you bunch of fuckers. But yeah, was Locals, which is a reoccurring beer. Apparently, it's going to be. I think they're just going to put different artwork on it every time. So that was lovely as well. That's 6% with Citra and Nelson. That was an absolute lovely beer. So I guess it's Easter Sunday and people are doing stuff, sitting in gardens and shiz. But yeah, I really enjoyed Wool. I mean, Beak go from strength to strength for me. Lovely stuff. I will. I really look forward to potentially going down to their tap room at some point in the future as well, because they are very, very good. So seamless this. As he reaches over and puts the other cans on the floor. Can 2, remember, it's exciting shit, this. And the next one is from Overtone, called Vanilla Froth. 9% ABV. They called it a vanilla latte stout, 9%. Lovely stuff. Really nice. A real kind of like it was edging, being it was edging on being a little bit too sweet, but it was. I think we just about got it right. They was reeled back in that sweetness, and just, I mean, I loved it vanilla, so vanilla all the way. I mean, for me, you can't go wrong. It's a delightful beer, and at 9%, it's just really kind of like, it's just really pleasant. Not too strong. It's not. I mean, as last night proved, drink too many double IPAs and triple IPAs and Imperial Stouts, then you feel shit. But 9%, you're delivering all that kind of like chocolate and obviously vanilla, but then all this kind of roasty, toasty kind of like character, but at a relatively respectable ABV, where you don't get too worried about how shit you're going to feel the following morning. So that was absolute corker. Not a hell of a lot from Overtone this month, but that was a real stunner. Next up, one which I've had. I think it's the 3rd time I've had this beer. And I think I actually had it as part. I might have been drinking it on this stream for last month, and that is Sirens Granola Coaster, which is a granola brown ale, 5.6, sorry, 6.5. So a granola brown ale, they call it. So it's apparently there's like a mix of granola in the mix of granola. It's they've added coconut, dark sugars, Ambiorana wood, which is kind of like a spicy wood, and maple chips. And for me, that was absolutely stunning. I mean, I had another one on Friday night. I had it when I was on Craig's stream. Really lovely beer. You get a lovely roasty, nutty brown ale, spicy, little bit of kind of hedgerow hops, but then a really kind of fragrant Ambiorana, lovely kind of like maple. It's more of a fragrant maple as well, because it's chips. It's not syrups. It's not adding to the sweetness. So there's a decent amount of sweetness to the beer as well. Cheers, Paul. I hope you're enjoying Can. I really wish I knew how to turn that off, but we'll do that next month. So yeah, lovely kind of spicy kind of wood character. Maple and coconut. I love coconut as well. I love brown ale. That's a beer I could buy a case of easy. I mean, I could drink plenty of this beer. It's absolutely stunning. Simple beer, but kind of like with lots of. I think that it's not a simple beer. It's quite a nuanced beer. But yeah, I wish I had one of each of these to drink as I waffle on about all this. Right then. I usually did the bloody thingy, didn't they, on the Untapped? Sometimes you trying to juggle too many things, aren't you? Thanks, Paul. I'm glad you're enjoying Can. Thanks, mate. Next one is a bit, which is going to be something that you will see reviews of a bunch of these. So far, looking at what I've got on the floor, I'm going to say I've reviewed all besides maybe two of them. This one I did record a review, but then it stopped early, annoyingly. So you don't get to see the full review on YouTube, and it was brought out as part of a bit of a duo from Track, and that is their that syncopated beat. What was the other one called? The Triple. I really liked it. Peter Master Hoppets reviewed both of them the other day, and he really enjoyed it. He was kind of making comparisons to Monkish, and I completely agree. I think the Track on their day are right up there with the likes of Monkish. Next, here we go. Next exciting thing. We've got share audio. We've got a live premiere of the never seen.
Hi, I'm Rob from Hopzine. Thanks for joining me for another video.
Review
this
of
we've got kind of a bit of from Track
that's
in
syncopated beat.
Manchester. It's a kind of that
Hope everyone can. I hope everyone can hear that.
ABV. Gold top.
Talking over it. Sorry.
Double IPA. Hopped with Citra Strata Aroaca. Another great one of their special releases. Gold top. What do? We got gold top. Use your bloody gold top glass, mate.
So this is all new
useful,
to me,
isn't it? Posh glass for your posh beer. There we go. Hands free. But no, I'm a big fan of Track. Great looking glass, great looking can. Very good things about it as well. So put this into a glass, into the specific. It's a very non-Hopzine glass. I mean, you know me, a bit of stemware. But unclear for years.
Yeah, I hope you can hear this.
It's slightly fizzy pineapple.
This is all new. There.
Pure white foam top, but I mean,
unreleased,
looks like the
partly reviewed video.
Yeah. Pale, orangey golden beer. Pure white foam. So let's check out the aroma. Woo. Big orange, big peach. Oh yeah. Slight kind of like, oh yeah, loads of pineapple. It's fucking like, it's got a bit of a it's got a petrol station forecourt about it, and not in a bad way. Just like this fucking turbocharged fucking hops going on here, mate. Big juice, big tropical. Bite, juice, and sharp, juicy beer. Oh yeah, that smells incredible. But yeah, loads of peach, loads of juice. Oh, yeah, I'm a fan. What can I say? Drink it out of the glass. Specifically expected branded glassware. It's very seldom you'll find me with this. It's mostly just stolen glasses from bars. Not many joking. Just a few. Anyway, this one isn't. Yeah, there you go. Look at the business. So let's dive in. Boom. Cheers. Right. And I'm just on the back of doing that. The Cloudwater Uppercase, which was beautiful. This is the fucking business. This is why I'm telling you, wherever you are in the world, these guys are making some of the best double IPA in the world, no doubt, no doubt. And I was drinking Vale yesterday. I had other half a couple of weeks ago. I've had some Finback, which I love Finback. I've drank all those.
So there you go. That's where it ended. That's where the review unfortunately ended. For that review, I was really enjoying it as well. I'm sure you could kind of pick up on that. I'm quivering with anticipation. You're gonna have to wait a while if you want the last one. But yeah, so yeah, that's where the video cut out. I didn't have clearly like an amateur didn't have enough left on the old cam, so I did keep it because I knew, can I do something with this? Can I do something with this review? So I kept all of the can as well for instances like this. But yeah, so I hope that worked. I'll check it out myself and see how well it worked. Yeah, presenting, editing, cameraman, all at the same time. It's impressive shit, is this? So that was an absolute stunner. But yeah, fantastic beer. Do like track. I've had a bunch of track this month. I've got the pancake stack Imperial Port, but not had it yet. So you never know. That might be on the list for next month. Anyway, sip of beer for the slightly hungover man. Just on to a couple of some comments. I've got Paul from PA Brew News saying, drinking a black and tan Cascadian Black Ale, Coffee Stout, Hazy IPA at the moment. Yeah, I love Black IPA. I love a Cascadian Dark Ale. I love a black and tan. I love a Coffee Stout stroke IPA as well. Yeah, my kind of thing. Cuvée Big Daddy. Absolutely. Prefer the double IPA over the triple. Yes, I think I did as well, Jack. Just a little bit more refined. Thanks, Paul. You sound perfect. I'm quivering with anticipation. That's what she said. Multitasking like a pro. Oh yeah. Bacon and beer is fixed. I've had some bacon this morning. I make French toast with some high quality chef's kiss bacon, and now the beer has been brought in for the second part of the proceedings. So yes, really enjoyed that. Next one up, as he puts it onto CanCam, is from Free Hills. This range has appeared a few times on the list. It probably will do in the future. I do like Free Hills. I've had some really good customer service from those guys who had a iffy bottle, and they replaced it, and then the replacement was infected as well, and they're going to replace that with hopefully some cans. So, but yeah, big thanks to Free Hills. If you ever see this, because they were really kind of understanding and amenable. But the beer in question for this time was the BPAVK. That's the series in the kind of weird Russian kind of style font text. And it was fudge brownie, 10% ABV. Really enjoyed this. For me, it was just a bit more than what you normally get. These beers have got a very specific flavour. For me, they've got a go blue ribband. I go with my specifics on these beers as a wafer biscuit from a Polish shop. Polish shops, good places to get a wafer biscuit, I'll tell you that. And they've got that chocolate covered kind of like slightly nutty wafer thing going on. And this fudge brownie could have gone silly sweet. It could be just completely over the top, but it actually it kind of it's hit the right mark. I mean, it's a big beer. The series is pretty substantial, but at the same time, it took what I was expecting and then a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more of that fudge brownie character. But that was lovely. Yeah. Shall I do some Untapped? Well, no, maybe I'll leave that till next time. Don't overdo the complexity of this thing here. But yeah, the Vienna Lager from Donald Zerko is very much Get me back on my. By the time I finish this, I'll be 3 beers in, and I'll be feeling damn fine. I would imagine. But yeah, so that was the fudge brownie from Free Hills. I mean, check out these guys, Imperial Stouts. I think they do some lovely stuff. I've not had a hell of a lot of pale stuff, but I really enjoyed that one. So very nice indeed. Another one to go on the floor. I need another table. Table. It would be seamless with this thing. There's a theme occurring here. There's a theme occurring here, because I've got another stout. This stout from Almasty up in Newcastle. I'm a big fan of Almasty's beers, and this is their caramel stout. I think it was called Caramel Cake Stout, and that is where's the ABV on this? 7.5, as you can see on the can. 7.5, and this actually, I'm gonna go untapped on this some bitch. Almasty Tiramisu Stout from Almasty, which I'd put these two on par really. So let's just go on a bit of the old screen share. Chrome tab. There we go. Boom. Share. Yeah. So this was the Tiramisu Stout. And I wanted to mention them both together. I mean, because I don't think I enjoyed one more than the other, but I thought they're both really good beers. I've not had a hell of a lot of dark beer from Almasty, mainly pale stuff, mainly lower ABV pale stuff, but they've got a bit of pedigree for stouts when they do them. This time, the tiramisu is 8.5, so a bit stronger than the caramel stout. But they were kind of this cake. There you go. It's just part of our cake sniffer series. So this, I mean, I love tiramisu. Ollie, if you're still listening, mate, I completely have opinions on the best. If you want to do an episode of Tiramisu Tube, mate, I'm on board. I've got opinions on supermarket tiramisus. I can regale you with tales of favorite tiramisus from all around the world, especially in Italy, obviously, which I do love Italy. But so yeah, Tiramisu Tube. If you tiramisu, whatever it's called, I can't remember what you call this. There's Tiramisu Tube on it, something like that. It was great little video from Ollie over at Pint Size. If you didn't check that out, please go and check it out. But yeah, you're getting a bit of indication of what these people were getting. So thick and subtle with sweet coffee, perfect for dessert. For me, it took a lovely stout base and added to it. Neither of these beers were silly beers. They weren't what you'd call pastry stouts, in my opinion. If you're looking for that, you're looking towards something like Amundsen, which are silly, kind of like sweet. That's the kind of stuff that you're not going to get here. You're going to get quite a very well made stout, not too strong, probably export stout category if you want to nail it down. But adding a lovely kind of like prominent but and well defined flavour that really truly represents. What's it says? Nice, but there's a strong initial smell. That's not selling it to me. You still get it for though, Sonia K. But it's getting pretty good ratings for a beer of this size from a brewery that is quite a local brewery in many regards. Plenty of sweet coffee here, maybe less tiramisu, but love the artwork on the can. Yeah, I thought it was a delightful beer. And same goes for the old caramel stout. That's it, from the Cake Sniffer series. I thought it was really good. Keep your eye out. Trembling Madness is probably a good place to get this brewery nationally if you're wanting to get something, not wanting to buy large amounts from the brewery. But I do like Almasty. Check them out. I've talked about them before on these live things. I really do rate Almasty as a brewery who delivers exactly what they say as well. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about sip a beer for the slightly less hungover man. Not got many left now. We're rattling through these some bitches. I've got a few more comments. Another from our lovely Paul. Have you ever made a chip butty? If so, what's your perfect one? I've had a lot of chip butties over the time. For me, if you want to make a chip butty, I'm going My preferred white sliced bread is Tesco's, and I've got a little Tesco's down the road. Tesco's sliced white, medium toasty, loads of proper butter, and then chips of your choice. Thicker chips. You can't go French fries on this shit. But yeah, it's simple. Salt and pepper, no sauce. I also like tiramisu. I heard of that rel. Thank you. There we go. Taking a hangover. All right, Jake. Thanks for joining in. Just tuning in to this. Sorry you turned up at kind of towards the end. I've only got like 3 left, Jake. I've been rattling through them today, even though I've got a multimedia experience for everyone on here, which has been, I'm sure, a delight for everyone involved. I mean, there's a load more to mention, but I mean, I guess the point of this is a big chunk of the beers that I drink, but I'd say 95% of the beer I drink is not on camera. I will try and review stuff that I've maybe had before and I really want to get on camera, and probably like the likes of Vienna Lager. I'll probably do another review of that because that's essentially Car Range, which is a great beer. But I want to be able to kind of like give a bit of an overview of what else I've been drinking besides the stuff I post like 4 months late. So this is my current interpretation of what is actually going on. This is slightly different. This is a hard one to get on out the old can because it's not a can. It's a bottle of beer. What's this going on? What's that bloody bottle of beer doing in here? So this is Picciala. It's part of the Cellar series, and it's Black Jam, bourbon barrel aged Imperial porter. This is a blended Baltic porter. So they're taking a Baltic porter aged in sherry barrels and one aged in bourbon barrels, and it was 11.9% ABV. Really good stuff. Part of the craft beer channel's Picciala. I'm going Picciala. Boyala. I don't know. I'm not Estonian. You may have noticed. It's part of their tasting box the other night. As we are now allowed to meet outside with friends, so me and a friend shared the box. So I can't do Fridays, so I wasn't going to do the live thing, and sadly can't really join in. So my little boy's here on Friday, so but that was really good. It kind of took. I mean, Piyala do great Imperial stouts, Imperial porters. Quite grown up flavors, I'd say, on a whole. And then I'll give you a bit of an overview of the box. Actually, I may as well while I'm here. But I thought it was really good. A great blend as well, but a great blend of the two beers. I think they just absolutely nailed it. You got all those kind of like drying tannins. You get a really kind of robust malt character to a big burnt character. And it was that was on Thursday. Thursday wasn't quite as warm, so thankfully we weren't kind of drinking really strong beers on a hot night. But that was absolutely stunning. I mean, definitely they're at the top of their game as far as the kind of bourbon, the barrel aged stuff for Picciala. If you've not tried them, please do. As far as the tasting box goes, so if I remember rightly, we kind of did it in a non-specific order. Had a Pilsner, which was solid. Not as good as that, but I mean, and once again, in a small bottle, 330. Kind of feel like I need a bit more for a Pilsner. As I've been drinking this for 30 minutes and I've finished it. There was a double IPA. I'm going to just open my dark skies whilst we do this. Yeah, there were a double IPA with spruce tips, which was okay, was just fine, but a little bit forgettable. There was an Imperial Porter, no, Imperial Stout, which was maybe like a. I always pour off camera because it feels more natural to pour it down here than pour it in front of your face like fucking beer reviewer. Yeah, it was maybe like a lemon cheesecake, which is a bit strange for a dark beer because you're getting all that roast. It was kind of like maybe if you put a chocolate biscuit base on a lemon cheesecake, and then drank Imperial Stout at the same time. Because it had a little tang and it had a nice amount of creaminess as well. But that was decent. Yeah, I said the double IPA had spruce tips. There was an Imperial Goes, which was rosemary, rhubarb, rosemary, and pink Himalayan sea salt, which was miles better than it probably should have been. I mean, it sounds disgusting, but that worked better than it should have done. There were a lot of subtlety, and said once again, very nuanced, just like this fella, very nuanced. That's one of the things about Picala, just solid as you like, nuanced, grown-up beers. These are. And yeah, so you don't think it should work, but the kind of like the tart but slightly sweetness you get from vanilla. I love rosemary, so I'm quite curious about having rosemary in that kind of thing, quite floral, and then a bit of bite from a high quality salt as well. So yeah, and I love salt. Anyway, cheers. On to Dax, guys. As I said, as I missed the tasting notes from this. This is the first one. I was still getting my feet under the table. So yeah, it was part of Cloudwater's a series called Indie Spotlight. Did a bunch of beers. Did one with Mobley. I can't remember who else. And so yes, cacao and vanilla Baltic Porter, 6.8% ABV. Baltic Porter essentially a lager, I guess, in many ways. But therein lies the issue with styles. It's about intent, if you ask me. If you intend to brew a Baltic Porter, that's what you brewed, unless it's miles off. If you meant to make a diet lager, that's what you're meant to do. I'm sure the specifics about amounts of the ingredients and shit. But yeah, one thing I remember from this, I don't know if I posted a review. I've definitely recorded a review of this, I think. Don't know if I posted it yet. If I haven't, I bought it twice and never reviewed it, which is a damn shame because it's a great beer. You get milk chocolate, quite powdery milk chocolate, like cheap chocolate. No bad thing. One thing that keeps hitting me is, it's more than the aftertaste, is a Coke float, Coca-Cola, and a lump of vanilla ice cream in it. It really reminds me of that. But I think it's an absolute stunning beer. Crazy drinkable for a dark beer as well, because with it being a lager-based beer, I guess. Bottom fermented and all that, and obviously Donzoka being primarily a lager brewery, do great beers, but this really stood out. Really lovely. Like when you think of coffee, it tastes like the archetype of coffee. It's that kind of like medium roast. It's not fruity. It's a little bit nutty, I guess. Burnt caramel. So I don't know if it has got lactose in, but it's got a slight lactose kick. But it's a beautiful beer. This. It's kind of beer, kind of dark beer you could drink on a day, which is a little bit warmer. Next one's going to be slightly trickier. Multiple cans. There should have been 5, but there is 4. As I load them up onto the camera. Annoyingly, I don't have the can for the one that is actually my beer of the second best. Well, it's a second best, but the beer that goes on the list from Cloudwater. So Cloudwater's had a really good month. Had one that was a bit iffy, but I'm not gonna name and shame it. But these are 4 that stood out. The beer actually in question. I'll get onto that in a minute. Because I'll bring it up on the old Untapped. But I will go through the rest. So we've got, starting over here on the IPA and the side, this one, Everyday Affairs. I've had a couple of these and I thought it was really nice. Just a super juicy kind of fellow. I mean, I don't know what hops are in. What's it say? Doesn't really say. I mean, Cloudwater backed off on saying what's in them a lot of the time, but yes, it says hops, blah blah blah. Idaho 7 Strata, New Zealand Cascade. I'm liking Idaho 7 at the moment. I think you get a really pronounced orange thing from that guy. So I'm just going to go into a couple of comments from Paul mainly. Autocorrect on Samsung is horrible. It is, isn't it? I'm on Samsung. Do you get to a bad beer from Piala? Yes, I agree. Be happy if all beers came in stovepipe cans. I love spruce tips in beers. But it's done right. Yeah, I mean, it kind of adds that kind of fragrant quality to the beer. Yes, lager yeast, I thought so. Baltic porters are damn fantastic when done right. Yeah, I would agree. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, back to the Cloudwater ones. So that was a lovely juicy fella. Was gonna take over from Crispy Boys, juicy fella. I fucking hate that term, Crispy Boys. Sorry, Brad, if you ever see this, mate. No, I don't like the term Crispy Boys. And a Budweiser kind of like took it on nearly as well. Good enough reason to completely eradicate that from your lexicon. So, yeah, that was really nice. Then this was a little bit of a surprise. That's Chubble's 2. So this was an 8%. So that's collab with the Veil. Double IPA. I'd say my best of the lot. As far as like the Chubbles kind of range, I'd say it's probably my favourite. And an 8%, it can deliver everything that you love about Chubbles, but at a lower ABV. Really enjoyed that beer. I've had some Vale recently, and I really don't. I mean, I don't know what people really see in Vale. Please give me some info if you suggestions on ones you liked. I've had a bunch in the last month or two. I just don't get it. And I had their Chubbles at Cloudwater's friends and family last year, and didn't like it at all. So I think we've got breweries in the UK are miles better than the Vale, and get much less kind of plaudits. But that was a lovely, lovely beer. So drop that one back there. Next up is a beer with a very long name. I'm going to actually pick it up and read it because it's got a very long name. It says, "Single act of kindness sends out roots in all directions." I've had a couple of cans of this. I thought it was really good. So this is a where is it? It's right at the bottom of the list. My handwriting starting to get a bit shit. So this is collab with Crafty Beer Girls. So it was launched for International Women's Day, and Crafty Beer Girls is probably kind of like an online thing. Probably, I think a social group of some description, primarily based in London. So this was chocolate and vanilla stout, 7%. This was one of the things that I really liked about it because it just has so much flavour. It takes a lot of what you like about Cloudwater's best stouts, my continuous improvement, and persistent youth. All things I've learned from that, I think they put into that loads of body, pronounced chocolate and vanilla. Thing with Cloudwater, their additions, they're not putting any syrups in a shit. They're using really high quality ingredients, and you can really tell. And I really enjoyed that. I've had 2 or 3 cans of this beer. So I thought that was absolute corker. Please check it out if you've not seen it. So, and then the final mention before I actually mention the one that I don't have the can of, but there has been a review of it, so you can go and have a look at that. I'm not going to put it on now because I'm not a bore. Well, maybe I am. Shit. And this is I actually had it on Wednesday. So this is a rebrew of the original batch of Cloudwater's My Continuous Improvement, essentially a chocolate stout. Fucking brilliant. I mean, yeah, these beers, this Persistence is Utile, absolute top draw, incredible beers. Big, gloopy, chocolate madness. But I mean, it's thick, it's sweet, but it's not over the top. Once again, you can tell what they're doing is using very high quality ingredients to impart those flavors. And it's just, I mean, it's still knocking around. I think they've even got it on their website. So check it out. If you've not had My Continuous Improvement of Cloudwater, please do. You will. If you like a big silly stout, you'll love it because it's seriously good shit. So the actual one in question what I put forward for my list. I said one thing I will mention while I'm doing this is I impose a ridiculous rule on myself, which is as you've got 5 beers from Cloudwater, but that'd be a pretty fucking boring list. And if you want a certain level of shopping guide, and you're like, oh, I want to go and try that one. That sounds good. Sounds right up my street. Because I used to read a lot of. I used to be into kind of punk. There's a lot of records down there. If you want to see them, don't want to do that. And I'd buy magazines fanzines like Punk Planet and Maximum Rock and Roll, stuff like that. Fracture was the big one over in the UK, and it's all about getting suggestions of stuff that you might like, because I like this. And I like this kind of stuff, so you might like that. So I guess that's the intention of this to a certain degree. That's why you've essentially had 5 beers from Cloudwater, not including the one is on the list. And the beer in question is Uppercase, which is a double IPA brewed in collaboration kind of with Trillium. So it's the part of their Freaky Friday thing where I think it's primarily brewers in America, where they brew someone else's recipe. So, some of the flavors I got from this. Oh, it's a double IPA, and I got overripe mango and pineapple and passion fruit. Oh, the rubber leapt out of the glass at me. Oh, it was delightful. I got an impression of tropical fruit. I thought that took the lead, and it was led further by white wine, pine resin, grapefruit zest, and that was all coming from the Mosaic and the Galaxy, citrus, and also Columbus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like. But yes, double IPA, 9%. Drank a lot lower. I had 2 cans of this actually, not back to back. So it's a 4.26 and 2 right. It was fucking brilliant. It did impart a very convincing kind of Trillium experience from my kind of flavor memory of Trillium. So plenty of people all over the world have been enjoying this. Thick and pilly with mouthful, intense stone fruit and bold resinous character. No, I won't go about resin. Maybe a little bit of funk, bit of not funk, bit more kind of dankness than resin. But I thought this was absolutely stunning, and this was probably the first beer I put on my list. Because I think I had it right at the end of right at the start of the month, and I had a couple of cans of it. But yeah, I thought that was absolutely stunning. So that was Cloudwater's Uppercase double IPA, in collaboration with Trillium, kinda. I just took their recipe anyway. Sorry, I'm just gonna stop screen share. Boom. Final one. I'm gonna say beer of the month. I think it's important to just put your balls on the table. Put your balls on the table and go, yeah, that was really, really good. And it is Cloudwater, not Cloudwater, sorry, terrible. That's Death Star from North Monk, brewed in collaboration with Jay Wakefield. It is a 12% marshmallow, coconut, and chocolate Imperial Stout. This is just stupidly good. I have secretly, Becky, if you watch this, I have got another can of it. I've fished one out of the one on the shop, and I'm going to drink this tonight. This is my Easter treat to myself. But it's just a stupidly good beer. I had this maybe last weekend, something like that. Yeah, it was after the second bottle of Free Hills. That was a bit iffy. I pulled that out, and it was so damn good. Really, really grown up for the beer that it is. It shouldn't be. It should be stupid. It should be. It should be overtly sweet. It should be full of crap adjuncts. It should just be a complete mess. And it's not munked out beer, so it should taste like cherry, even though it shouldn't do. Because that's often my experience. But this was great. One thing that I took away from this was it felt like they'd really learnt from the collaboration. Sometimes, Cloudwater, Trillium one, I'd agree. I think it showed the fingerprints of that brewery. And this definitely took me back to those kind of flavour memories of Jay Wakefield beers at beer festivals. J Wakefield been known for big stouts, and actually the last J Wakefield beers I had weren't great. It was like a chili one, which I didn't realize was chili. Was it called Negra Navarro? And but I've had some great ones, especially at Copenhagen Beer Celebration. I think I've got fond memories of drinking J Wakefield there. But they've got a very specific character, and I don't know how to put it, but it's definitely got quite a. It's not a mineral thing. It's figs and kind of leather bound books, and there's something a little bit musty to it, but it's kind of dried out oak and all sorts of stuff, but just a real kind of like earthy, intense roast flavour, which sits at the background. I mean, but there is such a specific character. Maybe it's the yeast what they used, but that absolutely kind of like nailed it. It really did kind of like bring in a specific J Wakefield style up over a Northern Monk style. I thought it was absolutely stunning. But I think you got all the flavors, but I don't think they overpowered it all. I mean, How many beers have been called Death Star? How many Star Wars geeks have tried to make an Imperial Stout called Death Star? Northern Monk. So I really need to get this one. See what the ratings are and shit these days. Right then, the last Untappage live on tap viewing of the session. So so Death Star, Northern Monk, so 12% ABV. So what's it say on here? So the grist features plenty of chocolate malt plus touch of roasted barley to cut through the sweetness and bring some classic stout characters to the beer. Plenty of oats, some lactose for a silky mouthfeel. At the end of the fermentation, the beer was transferred onto 100 kgs of cacao nibs and 30 grams of flaked coconut to condition lovely. It was just so well done. I mean, look at that rating, and do you know what? It absolutely deserves it. I posted my review of this, I think yesterday. No, it's Friday. So if you haven't checked it out, please go and check out my review of Death Star from Northern Monk, because I absolutely bloody loved it. And it has got a 4.5, which is a massive rating on Untapped. So I know there's only 250 odd, but I think cans of this were quite limited, so I was over the moon when I actually managed to get a second can. So I'm going to drink that tonight. I'm going to see if there's any friends, are there? Oh, there you go. Let's go make it personal to start with. So my mate Mark, weirdly thin, watery, not what I was told at all. Poor, maybe a bad can, so no score. Mark, how wrong can you be, buddy? Wrong, mate. Come on now, my mate Stuart Brewster. He's on the ball. Come on, here we go. Sweet, like chocolate baby, chocolate that will knock me on my ass. I've been up since 5 a.m. But yeah, I think more. Yeah, Stuart. Sorry, Matt Master got a bad can. My mate Simon there, giving it a 4.5, 2 right. My mate Alex there's a 4.5, 2 right. Then David, a regular around the Leeds scene. Wow, apart from the name, this tastes amazing. Really smooth, lots of chocolate, getting that toasty cream, marshmallow taste, and a bit of coconut. Really well balanced, not too sweet, not too bitter. Made all the 12% go. I mean, I think David's absolutely nailed it with that description. Simon, he's not give it a rating, but yes. So yeah, I agree with. I think David's absolutely nailed it there. Yeah, if you go around kind of like bars and Leeds, you'll bump into David eventually. He's a lovely chap. But yeah, Mark, get a new one, mate. That sounds so disappointing. Weirdly thin. Mine was an absolute corker, and yes, beer of the month. So as we did, Can. First time out. I think it's going to come back. I enjoy Can. But yeah, I'm just trying to make this a little bit more kind of a little bit more than just my face on camera, because you can get too much of a good thing. So I'm just going to go through the comments before we finish. So Brett's joining. Thanks for joining me, Brett. Share the records. Nah, I can't now, mate. They don't bottom. I've got plenty. Lots of old punk and stuff. Modern, slightly. I haven't bought a lot of records in a long time, so show me yours. No, you'll go on the friends. The OnlyFans for that one, mate. Yes. Is there any more comments on there? Oh, there's one more. Adam P. My favourite beer this month was Troubles 3. I don't know if I bought Troubles 3. I've got one of the Troubles in the fridge, but I can't remember which unit it was. But maybe I'll have to dig around, see if it's still knocking around. I'm all for suggestions, Adam. Thank you very much. But yes, my beer of the month, Death Star, from Northern Monk in collaboration with Joe Wakefield. A marshmallow coconut chocolate Imperial Stout, 12% ABV. And you know what? I think my hangover's pretty much going. But yeah, big thanks to everybody joining me. Oh, was it TDH double version, mate? Oh, right, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks to everyone who's joined me this afternoon. Thanks to everybody who's commented. Thanks to everyone who's going to watch this after the fact and be like, yeah, I'm going to tune next month. What's it going to be? Are they going to be the same breweries? Will we have new breweries? Will it be traditional, or will it be just all that fucking craft beer again, as it always is? Yeah, there's probably going to be some continuity. But yeah, big thanks to everybody who's joined in. Big thanks to everybody who's. Please check out if you like the sound of anything that I've told you about today, because obviously I am the fucking oracle of what is any good. That's the beers you should be fucking buying if you haven't already bought them this month. Some of them will be still knocking around, some of them will have disappeared. But yeah, I really appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you next month for another one of these. You can, Cam, and all that business. Anyway, check yourself before you wreck yourself.